Don't don't desire to be rich. Where that's your goal. Where certain status in life, worldly ambition. Just work hard, be diligent, be smart, and enjoy the simple things in life. Because even if you get rich, that's what it all comes down to. You still have the same things. You have a car, you have a house, you need to go to the bathroom, you need to eat. Same thing. It's just you may have more fancy things, but basically it comes down to the same exact thing. And that's why people, when they get rich, they're so empty and unhappy, because when they get there, they find out that it's nothing different. You have access to more. You have access to more, and you have more of a protection, like the Bible says. You have money, but that's it. You haven't illuminated anything else in life that people experience. And if anything, you may feel okay. A poor person may feel like they're missing something, like they're at a loss, empty. They may feel empty because they need to fill it. I don't know, with money. They need money. Okay. Then when you get money, though, when you get all this money, you can feel empty because money doesn't fill up your soul. It doesn't bring you happiness, and so then you're still at the same place. You still can still feel empty and in need. Barren, poor. So just work hard, enjoy life along the way, enjoy the journey. Be diligent, work hard, be smart, help people. Like the Bible says, work hard that you may have something to give someone in need. See, along the way, if you're doing that giving, then that's joy. Enjoying the simple things in life. If you can, afford to take trips or whatever, or do something more, or have a nice car, then hey, fine. But don't let that be your life, be what you are. Like the Bible says, the world and the showy display of one's means of life. Get from that attitude, because what the celebrities do and how they act, and people look up to them, and they're empty. A lot of them are empty, and they're unhappy, and they're on drugs, drinking, because they're unhappy. So don't be the same. Like the Bible says, be content with sustenance and covering. If you can be content with sustenance and covering, and then you have more than that, you come about it just because you work, then you're elated. You feel rich. Even if you don't have a lot, but you still have more than you need, you can feel rich if you have an attitude of being content with sustenance and covering. So that's why sometimes when in families, if either one is materialistic, but if either one is materialistic, then that's a problem. You can never be satisfied. You're always on this treadmill, this hamster wheel. But women especially are especially caught up in that materialism message, and so they're never content, because they're not taught to be content in the churches. It's taught, get your blessing. You around the corner. It's always they're always selling them something better and bigger is coming, and so they're never satisfied. It's the opposite of what the Bible says. Be with sustenance and covering. Be content with those things. So if you're able to be content with that, and if you have a wife like that, it's a joy to buy her more, because she's satisfied with less. She's generally satisfied and content with the simple things, with your company, and she doesn't have to have all these fancy things, fancy clothes with high maintenance. You got to buy her these nails. You got to get her hair done every second. I don't know. It gets expensive. It's hard to maintain. It's never ending. It can be if you have a woman like that. Now, all right. So for even men, you can drive yourself crazy. If you're listening to this false message, You know, if you're listening to a false message, whether in the church or outside of the church, where what's being promoted, and as the thing to do, and as the place to go and be. You know, when you see these rappers and celebrities, what they do, their high life, and it's the cesspool bottom. Trust me, it's a cesspool bottom. So listen to what God tells you. He teaches us to benefit ourselves. Every time we do what he tells us, it's like, wow, I see why he told me to do that. I do feel better. I'm happier. All right, be well.